12 Nutritional Principles for Optimum Health with Alex Yehorov. Do you get confused with all the nutritional advice you're getting from all over? There's so many. One diet is talking about this thing, the other diet talking about this thing. What to do and how to practice the best eating patterns so that you can actually get optimum health and happiness. Would you like to learn some of these practical tools, especially the 12 nutritional principles for optimum health? Then you're in the right place. Give us a thumbs up to show that you're interested in this topic. Welcome to Happy and Healthy Mind. My name is Dr. Rosina, and I am a medical doctor specializing in psychiatry, a best selling author, and a transformative speaker. I believe in the power of mind. Mind is the software that runs the hardware of your brain and your body. Therefore, I share practical tips for mental fitness so you can live your best life without burnout and unnecessary suffering. Please consult your healthcare provider for any treatment advice. But if you find this content helpful, then join our mission of eradicating preventable suffering and suicides by liking, subscribing, and sharing so more people can live happier and healthier life. I'm really excited to have Alex Euro again. Today we had a previous show with him where we talked about body image and body mastery formula. And today we are going to talk about his 12 nutritional principles to live happier and healthier life, successfully master weight loss, weight maintenance, health, energy, and vitality. His mission is to help you unlock your inner power and help you to master your body, your weight, your health, energy, emotions, beliefs, so you can start producing consistent results, measurable outcomes, while enjoying everything life has to offer without sabotaging your results. So, Alex, thank you for joining again. And you shared your story last time with how you went from having a lot of health issues because of some habits that were not helping you and going to these helpful habits that have made you much more healthier. So can you, and you started talking about 12 nutritional principles that we could apply. So let's jump right in and share how these are. And before you go into the depth, maybe in a sentence or two, tell us how these principles have helped you and a lot of clients that you have helped. How has that changed their life by applying these principles?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me second time. Good morning, Dr. Rozina. So happy to be on your show. Well, in one sentence, if we're gonna sum things up, that I want to say that first of all, prior to this, well, nutritional principles, I've been having hard time losing weight and keeping it off. So it was yo-yo dieting here and there, and that's where it came through this formula, these nutritional principles. So I was able to lose weight and keep it off for quite a few years already, and I started applying it to my clients. The health, the energy, the emotions, people start getting less stress, start more became happier and things like that. So the energy level, the vitality is one of the prior for me, and when I work with the clients as well. So if like summarize in one sentence.
Wonderful. And so these are the tools that you have learned from your life and the people you have guided. So why
Yes.
don't we go ahead and share those with our audience? What are those 12 principles?
So 12 nutritional principles is seven gifts. I call them seven gifts and five poisons. I prefer to start with the gifts. So gift number one is to give your body quality food. Give your body as much as possible. If it's fish, it's wild caught. If it's grass fed, everything grass fed, grass finished, organic, non GMO, as much as possible. And I understand that sometimes in some countries it's hard to find those products. In some countries it might be more expensive. But when we dive to the uh, next nutritional principles, you will find yourself that you're going to save some money, and actually it's not going to be as expensive as you thought. So rule number one is very simple: get the best quality product that you can have: grass fed, grass finished, wild caught, organic. Now, number two, nutritional principle number two is to it's a gift of giving your body fiber. Fiber is very important, not only for lowering your insulin and slowing down the digestion, it's crucial for so many ways. And one of the most beneficial one is because this soluble fiber is going to feed on your good gut bacteria. And believe it or not, half of our body is actually from the bacteria that lives in. And it's very important. If you want to take care of your health, if you want to lose weight and keep it off, you have to take care firstly with your gut biome. And this is where the fiber comes in. And the best sources of fiber, I would recommend omega rich on omega-3s as well. It's something like flax seeds, it's something like chia seeds. I pretty much consuming them every single day. Chicory root, all of the green vegetables. There is a lot of things you can go about, but if you focus at least on those, pumpkin seeds also a great source. You're going to take care of your gut, you're going to take care of your health. So the principle, the gift number 3 is give your body high quality good fats. When I'm talking about good fats, I'm talking about omega-3s and omega-6s, because sometimes people think omega-6s is bad, and yes, it's inflammatory, but people do not know, little do people know, that it's about the balance between the right proportion supposed to be between omega-3 and omega-6s. So I always want to.
So let me kind of share that one finding: the healthy food balance is supposed to be one-on-one ratio of omega 3 versus omega 6. But standard American diet, they found that the ratio is 1 by 20. So that's why there is like so much of inflammatory component of omega 6 versus omega 3. So you want to eat healthy food and healthy balance of one on one with omega 3 and omega 6.
Yes, exactly. And the best sources again is to, I already mentioned, for those who doing vegan or whatever or vegetarian, it's flax seeds, it's chia seeds. It's a great sources. For those who are eating animals, like I do, then you can go with sardine, salmon, anchovy, mackerel, and herring. Those top 5 fishes that you're gonna find, they're full packed with the omega-3s, and that's a great fat. What else good fats you can go? Good fats is coconut oil, MCT oil, olive, extra virgin olive oil, and avocado oil. Those are my top 4 oils to go. Now, let's move to the next gift, because I can talk on and on and on, and maybe in future episodes we're gonna dive deeper into all of those things, right? So I want to talk about gift number 4, and gift number 4 is to actually testing, is to see what's working for you and what's not, because it's not all about me. I found for myself which food I have allergy, which not, which I feel better after eating and after what I eat, and I might have problems with the sleep or indigestion or gassy, whatever the case might be. What I want you to do basically is to start eating and start seeing, tracking after what you ate, how you felt, because it's all about, not about me, it's not about diet. We hear so many diets, doing this diet, do this diet. It doesn't really matter if it doesn't work for you. So my main point is to make it workable for you. And if you're not testing, if you're not seeing, not analyzing the data, right, what you're eating and how it's affecting your life, your mood, your sleep, your energy, then it's going to be hard to change anything. So this is gift number 4 that I recommend everybody to give in my 12 nutritional principles. Now let's move to the gift number 5. Gift number 5 is all about getting your body rest and recovery. Is to stop snacking between meals. I know it sounds crazy because we think we eat only 3 times a day or 4 times a day, but not necessarily. Usually we eat about 20 times a day. We just don't calculate that. We go and grab some coffee with the creamer and we say, hey, it's no sugar there, so it's good, it's keto, it's awesome. My friend, every calorie you consume is gonna break your fast. The best time to burn your fat is between your meals. I want you to have clear and defined window when you eat or you don't eat. That means even one snack, one walnut or one cherry. And I actually have it from my own experience. For example, my mom during the summer, we have yard, we have garden, and we have a lot of trees, and she always say I eat only 3 times a day: breakfast, dinner, and lunch. And anytime I pass in her, I see her eating one cherry, and then in 1 hour I see her going and getting one walnut, and then having coffee, for example, with creamer. And I saying, man, that's all snacking. Even 1 calorie if you consume is gonna break your fast, and it's gonna spike your insulin level, and which in turns will completely stop your weight loss, and start your digestion will start working. We don't want that. Even if you don't want to lose weight, we don't want to spike all the time our digestion.
I have a
You.
question over here. So I
Mhm.
also suggest do 3 meals, but then I say do two healthy snacks in between. So because our body takes 3 to 4 hours to digest the food, and if you're especially eating smaller amount and more plant-based, then you may kind of become hungry. And so what happens is if people go for like 6 hours in between their, lunch and dinner, like I eat my lunch at noon, and if I go till 6 without eating, then I am like craving. And so when I reach home and I see whatever I see, then I eat seafood. Seafood. Whatever I see, I put it in the mouth. And so therefore I always say, okay, put a 3 o'clock snack, a healthy snack, intentional snack. Maybe it could be just 7 almonds or just one apple or something smaller, but that kind of gives you the stable blood sugar, so you are not, start craving at the end of the day. And so, and then just before going to sleep, I tell people maybe eat a little cup of yogurt, or just again few almonds, or a fruit. And so what is your take on those in between meals snack that I like and I recommend?
Again, I just mentioned everything. I can repeat it one more time. I understand your position, but I still not gonna change mine. I still believe if you're aiming for body composition, it's going to be beneficial for you to eat a little bit more each meal, but still have 2 or 3 meals a day. And even Sadhguru said, the Indian guru Sadhguru, you know Sadhguru? He said, if you
Sadhguru, yeah.
cannot, Sadhguru, if you cannot go without food for 6 hours minimum, you're doing something wrong with your dieting patterns. Again, I'm personally doing healthy keto. I'm doing healthy, clean keto. I've done it for years, and I'm doing carb cycling. But what I found, I never feel this way. And actually, my step number 5 in the gift number 5, you were saying that you also recommend, or you're doing yourself, to have some snack before the sleep. That's something that I also want to say. 3, 4, 5 hours before sleep, don't eat anything. So your meal's supposed to have different nutritions, and if you've done it right, you're not going to be hungry. I'm doing it all the time. My clients doing it all the time, and it's very phenomenal. Do not eat at least 3 hours before the sleep, because our body need to start digesting the food, not when you're sleeping. If you're going to digest in your food when you're sleeping, no wonder you're going to wake up and have low energy, low mood swings and things like that. And also it's very, very beneficial for circadian rhythm to eat prior, again, at least 3 hours. I'm not forcing you to do 5 hours. I usually do 5, 6 hours before the sleep. I don't eat. And that lead me to the 7 gift. And 7 gift also, believe it or not, 7 nutritional gift, it's again about giving your body, your digestive system, your uh, your whole body rest from the food, and it's practicing fasting. Now there is many kinds of fasting. I'm not going to dive in all of them. Prolonged fasting, water fast. We have intermittent fasting, alternate day fasting. We have dry fasting, fat fasting, protein fasting. And believe it or not, I've done them all multiple times. But today I want to talk a little bit, just about really quick, about intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting doesn't supposed to be that complicated. How about few times a week? I'm not forcing you to do it all the time. Is to just skip your breakfast, just or dinner, depends on which you prefer. Both going to work. And even if you just go for 12 hours, 14, 15, 16 hours a day without food, not each day, I'm not forcing you to do it each day, but a few times a week, you will find yourself a lot more energized. Your body composition will change. You increase your lifespan, and most importantly, not longevity, but the quality of your life, because your mood going to get better, and your digestive system and your heart will say thank you for you as well. So those are the 7 gifts, and if you want, I will move to the 5 poisons to eliminate.
Yeah, I just want to share one point. Like you said earlier, or in your previous program, that everything does not work for everybody.
Yes.
And so you really want to listen to your body. So, like for me, if I start doing fasting, my acidity increases. So it does not work for me to do that kind of fasting. What I do is, as I said, like I eat very little, and sometimes I go, but I never skip the meal. And I advise people not to skip the meal, because that's what how my body works. And my belief system is that you give your body smaller meal, maybe more frequent, than bigger meal fewer times. And so there are two schools of thought, and I want to kind of bring to our audience that for some people it may work the way you go about it, and for some people it may work the way I go about it. There's no right or wrong, but it may be what suits the individual person. But
Yeah,
continue. Yeah.
exactly. I'm very
Yeah.
happy you make it very, very clear, because that's what we've talked in previous program as well. That it's very important. It's not about me. It's not about Dr. Rozina. Yes, we give our best advices for our clients, for ourselves, from our own anecdotal experience. But again, it's all about you, and all about you learning about your body, your mind, your brain. So you just try different things and see what works for you, and then you can apply, and then you can share it with your friends, family. Right? I found what worked for me. Dr. Rosina has her own things, and that's great, because we don't supposed to be everything. Everybody's supposed to be identical, right? We're not clones. So I actually very happy that you make it very, very clear.
Wonderful. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
what are those five poison we should be aware of?
Yes, five poison that I recommend to people: either cut completely, eliminate, or at least reduce them drastically. Now, first is very simple. It's everybody knows: processed foods. Eliminate processed foods, please. There is a lot of different processed food, but the easiest way to identify it is at least remove all of the snack, all of the packaged foods, all of the things that desserts, things like that. You also need to understand that there is different kind of processed foods. Some of them are great. For example, when you cut the broccoli and you frozen right away, it's going to keep nutrition there even better than the fresh one staring in the fridge for a week. So there's also processing. That's one is good. So I'm going to make it very simple for you. Read the label, and what you're trying to aim is to, you don't need to know all of the ingredients, but the less ingredients food has, the better for you. If you open the label and there is on the packaged food and there is so many different names that you cannot even pronounce, well, you're probably gonna hit a lot of the toxins there, and a lot of the chemicals, and a lot of the things that doesn't supposed to be there, pesticides and things that our body just cannot deal with properly. And that leads me to the second, very simple. Again, I'm not promoting like keto diet or this diet or that. I'm just giving you 12 nutritional principles that gonna work for you, more likely, at least if you test them. So second one is to eliminate or cut completely refined sugar and the wheat. Wheat obviously is, it's just, we're not going to even talk about that, because it's linked to so many disease, like every human, every disease possible it linked, including gluten in the wheat. That's one of the component why I try to people to bring this knowledge, so people can eliminate the bready stuff. Even though I loved them in the past, I stopped eating them completely. I feel great, because what gluten does, it leads to the celiac disease. And what is this actually means is we have our gut, and it's sealing, completely sealing everything that inside of this gut, our gut biome, our different bacteria, it's all good, it belongs there. But what gluten does, and it's a protein, part of the protein, by the way, what this gluten does, it's breaking the sealing that in the gut, and different things start leaking from it, and that's what creates a lot of the inflammation in the body, because our immune system sees that as an enemy and start attacking sometimes our own cells. So that's one of the reasons. I'm not going to dive too deep into that. It's simple: eliminate as much as possible or cut completely the wheat and sugar in any kind. Now, number three is probably even more important, is fats. Yes, I'm doing keto. I'm big on fats, but you need to understand what fats are good for you and what's not. I want to eliminate all of the highly oxidized fats, omega 6s, coming from canola oil, soybean oil. Anytime you're looking for a can of sardine or something, read please what it says. Is it sunflower oil? Because it's also highly oxidized, because it has a lot of omega 6s, and you cannot cook with that. If that fat oxidized, it damages the membrane of your cell, and our cell doesn't know how to deal with that, and it takes a lot of many days, even months, to eliminate it and process that. So when it comes to fat, I already give you the best choices, and those are the worst choices: canola seed, sunflower seed, basically better to eliminate. That's
Or
like very,
animal fat, a lot of
and
animal fat.
a lot of animal low quality fat like skin would be also not good. If you buying already beef, if you buying chicken, buy grass fed, grass finished, buy as clean as possible or as organic as possible, or
And
consume
remove the skin of this chicken so that
oh
there's a
yeah,
lot of
I
fat under
yes,
the. Skin.
This fat on the skin is kind of the worst because it's not the best fatty profile in the chicken. I always recommend to remove them. Or even what I do with the chicken, I just go with the lean chicken. It's a great quality protein, and it doesn't have fat. You see, the most of the toxins, most of the things are stored get stored actually in the fat. So when it comes to animal foods, I do eat them, it's great, but I'm looking for the great quality of them, and definitely I remove the skin because as I said, it's not the way you want your life to go. And the next there's two more left in the poisons that, and the fourth one is cut back on fruits. And I do understand a lot of people love fruits, and so do I. And it's not because I'm keto, I'm suggesting you to eliminate fruits. It's because the fructose is completely different from standard glucose. Fructose metabolizes differently in our body. What fructose does is it goes to the liver, and only at a given day only 30 to 40 grams, depends on the person, can be processed in our liver of the fructose. Everything else gets stored right away in the body. Now fructose again metabolized differently. It's not a glucose. If you eat, for example, potato, let's say rice or potato, is different carb. It's not fructose, and it's actually better, and I will explain why really really quick. Because this glucose has chance to get stored in your muscle as a glycogen. You eat potato and you have chance to burn it out. With fructose, it's not going to be like that. If fructose not going to get stored as a muscle glycogen, and thus you're gonna might have some inflammation if you overdo fruits. Again, I'm not against fruits, I love fruits.
And more than the fruit, it's the juices, it's the sugary
Yes.
drinks that bring a lot of high fructose content. And so
Yeah.
all the processed food that you said we should avoid, or
Yeah.
ready-made desserts, even like simple things like banana muffin, or like the muffins, or bakery items, they carry a lot of high fructose content syrups, and that becomes harder for body to digest. So avoid high fructose content. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Rosina, exactly. And that leads me to the last one poison that you need to eliminate or cut a little bit. I know people not gonna like me because that's dairy. I love dairy. I'm dairy addict, and that's one of the reason it has some opioid response for some people. That's one of the reason you better avoid it. But there is even more important one I want to say. The only one exception would be is butter. I do consume butter. I do believe it's healthy and it's good for me on a daily basis. Everything else I'm pretty much don't consume because of the mainly because of the casein. Casein protein that is in all of the dairy, but butter, of course, and the ghee is highly inflammatory. I've seen multiple studies that proven that casein protein type A1 is very, very highly inflammatory. And everything I do with my body, with nutrition, with exercise, I'm trying to lower the inflammation. All of the fasting, intermittent fasting, or skipping sometimes snacks and things like that, everything I try to optimize to lower the inflammation. And even doing keto is very, very good for lowering inflammation. And that is why I've made these 12 nutritional principles, regardless of what dieting patterns you follow. Because, see, I didn't teach you here the keto, I didn't teach you the vegetarian, I didn't teach you paleo. That's just the nutritional principle that make you lose weight and actually keep it off if you're gonna give it a try at least.
So for people's benefit, why don't we just summarize? So what were those gifts and poisons? Can you list them some again?
Yes. So 5 poisons. Poison number one: eliminate or drastically reduce processed foods.
Processed
Uh,
food. Okay.
Processed foods. Cut back on fruits,
Fruits,
dairy. Cut back
dairy,
on dairy. Or reduce that. Obviously, reduce consumption of wheat and sugar.
wheat and sugar.
Yeah, and the last one is processed fats. It's hydrogenated fats, it's canola oil and things like that. Soybean oil, sunflower oil, easily oxidized ones. So those are 5 poisons that I would like you to eliminate.
Or
Now,
reduce as much as possible.
or at least reduce as much as possible. Yeah.
Okay.
So 7 gifts is gift number one is to get as clean as possible, as organic as possible, as grass fed, grass finished, wild caught if it's fish, no GMO. I understand not everybody can do that, but as much to the best of your ability. We're not perfect human being, but at least aim for the best quality of the food. Now the next gift number two is to add high quality omega 3s and omega 6s to your diet through flaxseed oil, flaxseed, coconut oil, MCT, and olive oils, things like that. Number
Chia
three,
seed, you said.
chia seeds,
Yeah.
fantastic,
Yeah.
phenomenal. Yes. The next one is to add a lot of fiber, because fiber, soluble fiber, preferably. And again, it's with chia seeds, flax seeds. You see, you can combine those benefits. It's going to feed on our good gut bacteria, which link to, through so many studies been shown, link to the sleep, the mood. They can change your mood drastically in the good or the bad way. So you better take care of your gut biome if you want to feel great, if you want to feel energized. And that's why this is a main component of my nutritional plan. Now,
So that
give
was the three. What was the fourth one?
that was three. Number four is to no snacking between meals. I want you to clearly and definitely have eating window. You either eat or don't eat. There is no such a thing as you go in from your breakfast and you got one cherry and you pick or you
So
pick
not in
one.
between. What is number
Yes.
five? What's number
Uh,
five?
Number five is do not eat 3 4 hours before the sleep, so your circadian rhythm will regulate, and you give your body again digestive system rest.
Wonderful,
And
wonderful. What
num-
about six?
number six is to I want you to test your body. I want you to see what's working, what's not, what foods are working, what's intermittent fasting, or what's protocol working, what not, so you can eliminate what's not working and keep off what's working, right?
And what's the seventh?
And number seven is practice fasting of any kind. It could be intermittent fasting, fat fasting, depends on your goals and depends on your preferences. It can be prolonged fasting once in a while, not often. Find the that works for you, and then you can tune it in. So that
Wonderful,
was
wonderful.
the 12 nutritional principles.
They are wonderful principles. And so tell me what would happen if people don't follow these principles? What kind of problems they could have in one
Well,
sentence?
Well, first of all, even if you stop following your diet, don't beat yourself. Forgive yourself, right? And second of all, well, if you're not gonna follow those principles, what I found mostly for people, first of all, you're gonna gain your weight back. You're gonna feel inflamed. You're gonna feel gassy. Your mood gonna be fluctuating from good to not good. Your mental state is gonna jump. Obviously, the level of stress will increase. The sleep might rise. Again, it's not gonna work exactly for everybody. That's
Right,
what I've
right.
seen
But
for
like those are
myself.
the problems, potential problems that could happen. And if they do follow these principles, what kind of benefits they could get?
The
Again, in
best
one
life
sentence.
in all areas of your life. You're gonna get vital. You're gonna get energized. You're gonna bring your best mental, emotional, and physical state to your family, to your company, to whatever the case might be. So you're gonna look
Wonderful.
great. You're gonna feel
Wonderful.
great. What else you need in life, right?
Wonderful. Wonderful. Do you have a last take home message for our audience before we wrap up?
Yes, guys, start taking action now. I know I've talked about many times. I know I can repeat myself, but because that's really important. That's what change. If you really want to change your life in whatever area you want, you have to stop just listening. Stop listening, Dr. Rozina. Stop listening, Alex, and start applying. After you just learn something, go and start take small actions. And I promise you, if you're going to refine those actions with the time, you will achieve results that you desired, because I believe in you and I know you deserve those results. I love you very much,
Wonderful.
guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for all your advice. And again, if to reach Alex, you can go to biohackbody.com, which is biohackbody.com. And if you'd like to get the gifts that we share from each of our guests, you can go to happyandhealthymind.com. Sign up over there so you can get these gifts and you can get the reminders. If you want a text reminder, you can also send us the word joyful to 38470, and we'd be happy to share these resources with you. So let me leave you on a question. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. You have a choice. What are you going to choose? Are you going to take one step to get at least 1% better in your life, or you're going to continue to live the way you have been? On that note, stay safe and happy and healthy, and see you next time.